Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, so you can join our tech family. If it is informative to you, please like our video, share it with your friends so they can get help with these video, and don't forget to press all notification bell icon so you get regular update and don't miss any single video.
Okay, before we dive deeper into some of the other subjects concerning hacking wireless networks, let's first pause for a second and talk about the advantages and disadvantages of this media. And it's kind of weird to say media because there's really nothing there, or I should say there's nothing in between. So let's first talk about the disadvantages, because from a security perspective, it is the biggest issue for us with Wi-Fi. Now, obviously, without any type of security enabled, Ethernet would be more secure, duh, because you have a limitation of the media itself. And I hate to break it to you, there's a lot of misconceptions when it comes to the authentication mechanisms that we can use. Another disadvantage is obviously bandwidth. It's kind of funny because everybody always thinks when they go off and buy a new router or a new Wi-Fi connection and it says that it's 100 megabit, they think, oh, I'm truly getting 100 megabit. Well, you're not. How they calculate the bandwidth, or the advertisement of the bandwidth, is by taking both the sending and receiving speeds and combining those together. So, for example, if you had a router that says that was 200 megabit, they're technically talking about a router that supports 100 megabit up and 100 megabit down. Now, the other issue for us as far as a disadvantage with wireless is concerned, and bandwidth, is the more people you get on the Wi-Fi network, the slower the speeds can become. Another thing that can actually affect bandwidth is reception quality. The further you get away, or the weaker the signal is on your Wi-Fi device, the slower speeds you'll experience. That's how the devices are designed to work. Obviously, you don't want to transmit at a high rate of speed if you're losing packets because your reception isn't that strong. So we're going to slow things down a bit. Another disadvantage is obviously upgrades. When they come out with a new speed, we're upgrading equipment like crazy, not only at the access point level, but also on the devices. Then we have to worry about if they're backwards compatible. And of course, backwards compatibility always means that we have a security risk involved. Another thing, and this is probably the one that a lot of folks don't really pay attention to, and that is interference. Not interference from other access points. However, that is a concern, but interference from other devices that have nothing to do with wireless networks. I mentioned before that fluorescent lights can interfere. Bluetooth devices can interfere. Cordless phones, anything that's kind of wireless itself, as well as anything that puts out a microwave. In fact, hey, there you go right there, a microwave, you know, that you cook your popcorn up in. It can actually cause interference because it's microwave technology that we're utilizing here. Okay, now that I've bummed you out, you don't want to use Wi-Fi anymore, let's give the shiny side of things here. Let's talk about the advantages of Wi-Fi. One of the biggest advantages from the IT perspective is, hello, installation. Put a box up here and I've got access anywhere I want to go. I no longer have to rely on Ethernet cabling being ran through a wall, or somebody wanting to move their desk in their office and have to reroute cabling for them. Or if I buy the building next to me, or our business expands to the building next to us, I don't have to worry about running cables across. Easy connectivity is also an advantage. Almost everybody knows how to hook into a Wi-Fi access point or into a Wi-Fi network, but give somebody a crimping tool and some cable, watch their confused look. Watch their confused look on their face. So it's very easy to add devices. I just got a report from my wife, who happens to be an HR director for Best Buy. And Best Buy just announced that most homes today have up to 13 Wi-Fi devices in their homes. One of my favorite advantages is the mobility. Being able to, again, move around. As I said before with installation, I don't have to worry about if I want to move from one room to another, especially in my home, or if I want to go out on the back patio and just relax. I can take my laptop with me. In my actual neighborhood, those of you guys that have heard the story, I have a networked neighborhood. A bunch of us who live right next door to each other. We're all in IT, and we have network cabling running between our homes. And we have different types of servers. We have a movie server where we rip all of our DVDs. We have an MP3 server. We've got VMs that we can play around with. It's kind of fun. One of my neighbors is a database administrator. Another one's a IT project manager. Another guy's a Linux guy. Then there's this super guy that teaches a lot. But we set up our Wi-Fi access points in our house so that we can roam. So if I get too far out of my backyard and into my neighbor's backyard, I automatically roll over to his access point. Now, one of my favorite things to do is I use my cell phone as a hotspot all the time. And I'll tell you the reason why I do that. But first, let's talk about public access. That's an advantage. Whoa, hang on a second. Public access is an advantage? Well, they want to make it seem that way because, hey, I can go down to McDonald's and jump onto the Wi-Fi. In fact, I just happened to visit my local Walmart the other day, and they've got a sticker on the front of their doors that says free Wi-Fi at our store. And I'm looking at this and going, oh, crap. Not, oh, cool. Now, the reason why I said I'd talk about this here in just a second when it comes to mobility, I use my phone all the time as a Wi-Fi hotspot, but only for my devices. And I do that because my phone has a VPN connection. I actually run a VPN software so that anything that I do on my systems can't be or don't go through a public Wi-Fi access point. You guys have probably heard this one before as well. Please do yourself a favor, and if you see an access point that says free Wi-Fi, don't get on it. A majority of those times, those are rogue access points or an attacker trying to get you to hook into his access point, and he then becomes a man in the middle for you. Isn't that nice of him? Provide you free Wi-Fi, and all he gets is your bank account.
We hope you enjoyed the video and found value in the content. We value your feedback. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to post them in the comments section or contact us directly via our social platforms. Thanks for watching.